My name is Ella. I'm 34 years old, and for the last 6 years, I've been married to my husband, Ryan. We met through mutual friends, and what began as casual dates soon turned into something I believed was special. Ryan had a calm demeanor that drew me in. He always seemed so in control, offering stability that I had craved since losing my parents in my early 20s. For a long time, I thought I had found the person who would always have my back. But life has a way of unraveling even the most tightly knit illusions. We never had children, not for lack of trying. After years of hoping and several rounds of fertility treatments, we came to accept that it wasn't going to happen. Or rather, I accepted it. Ryan, on the other hand, seemed increasingly detached. "We're enough for each other," he used to say in the early days. But as time went on, his words felt hollow, like he was convincing himself as much as me. Lately, Ryan had been acting distant, his once tender gestures replaced by cold indifference. He'd come home late from work, always with some excuse. "It's just the new project," he would mumble, avoiding eye contact. I tried to believe him, but the gnawing feeling in my gut wouldn't go away. One evening, while sorting through some paperwork in our shared office, I stumbled across something that froze me in my tracks. An unfamiliar bank statement. The account wasn't in both our names. It was his alone, and there were large withdrawals I couldn't explain. When I confronted Ryan, he brushed it off. "Don't you trust me? It's for a surprise I'm planning," he said, flashing me a smile that didn't reach his eyes. I wanted to believe him, but the unease wouldn't let me. Something was off, and I needed to know what. A week later, on a Saturday morning, the phone rang. Ryan wasn't home, so I answered. The voice on the other end was unfamiliar. "Hello, this is Dr. Harper's office. I'm calling to confirm Ryan's appointment next Wednesday." "Appointment?" I asked, trying to keep my voice steady. "Yes, for the consultation he scheduled last month," the receptionist replied. She hesitated, then added, "He mentioned you might come with him." I thanked her and hung up, my mind racing. Ryan had never mentioned any doctor's appointment, let alone a consultation. What could he possibly need to see a doctor about without telling me? That evening, I decided to press him. "Ryan, I got a strange call today from Dr. Harper's office. What's going on?" His expression darkened, and for a moment, he looked almost panicked. But he quickly composed himself. "It's nothing serious, just a routine checkup." "Since when do you hide things from me?" I demanded, my frustration boiling over. He sighed, running a hand through his hair. "You're overthinking this, Ella. I didn't want to worry you." But I was worried, and his evasive answers only fueled my suspicion. By the time Wednesday rolled around, I couldn't resist following him. I'd never done anything like this before, but desperation makes people act out of character. I parked a block away from the clinic and waited until Ryan went inside. Then, I followed, keeping my distance. I didn't expect to hear much, but when I caught a snippet of his conversation with Dr. Harper in the hallway, my heart stopped. "You're sure the procedure won't take long?" Ryan asked. "Not at all," the doctor assured him. "Your partner doesn't need to know if you don't want her to." I froze, feeling like the ground beneath me had shifted. Procedure? Partner? What was he hiding? That night, Ryan acted as if nothing had happened, but I couldn't keep pretending. I decided to dig deeper. Over the next few days, I scoured his emails, his text messages, anything I could find. And then I found it. A series of messages to a woman named Lauren. The tone was far too familiar, the words laced with affection. My chest tightened as I read the last message. "I'll tell her soon. Just give me time." Lauren. The name burned in my mind. I couldn't let this go. I needed to confront him, but I wanted proof he couldn't deny. So, I waited. The opportunity came sooner than I expected. Ryan had left his phone unlocked on the kitchen counter while he showered. My hands shook as I scrolled through his messages with Lauren. What I found confirmed my worst fears. Not only were they having an affair, but Ryan was planning to leave me. They'd even discussed selling the house, my house, without my knowledge. When he came downstairs, I was waiting for him, his phone in hand. "Care to explain this?" I asked, my voice trembling with anger. His face paled, and for once he was speechless. "Ella, I can explain," he stammered. "Explain what?" I snapped. "That you've been lying to me? That you've been seeing someone else? That you've been planning to sell the house behind my back?" "It's not what you think," he said weakly, but his excuses were meaningless. The trust between us was shattered. Over the next week, Ryan moved out. I filed for divorce and changed the locks on the house. But the story didn't end there. A few weeks later, Lauren showed up at my door, visibly distraught. "He's been lying to me too," she admitted, tears streaming down her face. I had no idea he was married when we started seeing each other. Her confession left me reeling. I'd thought I was the only one he'd deceived, but it seemed Ryan's lies ran deeper than I could have imagined. Lauren and I talked for hours, piecing together the web of deceit Ryan had spun. By the end of our conversation, we both felt a strange sense of solidarity, two women united by the betrayal of the same man. Months passed, and life slowly began to stabilize. I rented out the house and moved into a smaller apartment, determined to start fresh. But Ryan's shadow lingered. One day, while I was grocery shopping, I felt someone watching me. Turning around, I saw him standing there, looking disheveled and worn. "Ella, can we talk?" he asked, his voice barely above a whisper. "There's nothing to talk about," I replied, walking away. But Ryan wasn't done. He began showing up at my workplace, at my gym, even at the coffee shop I frequented. His persistence bordered on obsession, and I started to feel unsafe. I filed a restraining order, hoping it would put an end to his harassment. The last time I saw Ryan, he was being escorted out of my office building by security. He looked at me with an expression I couldn't quite place. Anger, regret, desperation. But I didn't feel sorry for him. He had made his choices, and now he was facing the consequences. Today, I'm rebuilding my life. I've started therapy to work through the emotional scars, and I've reconnected with old friends who remind me of the person I used to be. The experience has taught me a valuable lesson. Sometimes the people we think we know best are the ones who surprise us the most, and not always in a good way. I don't know what the future holds, but for the first time in years, I feel hopeful. I've learned to trust my instincts and to value myself enough to walk away from anyone who doesn't. Ryan may have taken years of my life, but he hasn't taken my spirit. That, I've decided, belongs to me, and me alone.